the most insight into what's going to be going on here tomorrow. And a good amount of follow through too to the gap that we got today in the market. Qs and SPY both gapping down underneath yesterday's Fed move. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for March 18th, 2021. Qs down 3%, SPY down 1.4. So holding up a little bit better than the Qs there, the SPY as well. But the thing to note here is that both are losing that hourly uptrend that we've been following. So we've been following this hourly uptrend. We got some pullbacks into the 20 MA. We've been bullish as this uptrend continues. But what did we get today? A break of the trend here on the Qs and SPY, and a now test of the next level of support. Now, how did we kind of break this trend? Through a pro gap? Okay, and so pro gap is when the short-term trend is has an established move, and then we gap against it. That can leave, especially a lot of the shorter-term traders, on the wrong side of the trade here as they wake up in the morning and see the reversal there. Okay, so we did get follow through to this pro gap. So looking at the daily, we are back into this time frame conflict that we were hoping to resolve, right? We're talking about the more that we base up here, or if we move up a little bit more and then do a pullback, that will resolve some of the time frame conflict, because the hourly was in an uptrend, the weekly doing a pullback here, still in an uptrend, monthly as well, still in an uptrend, but the daily, as we had noted, was putting in a lower high. Interesting spot here to do actually a sell setup. Okay, so because now we have started to follow through on this daily sell setup, which I've been calling kind of the blemish, the kind of thing that sticks out when everything else is looking bearish. Now that this is starting to get follow through, right, can't be bullish anymore. So going into tomorrow, going to be neutral, because now you can see the hourly here is starting to line up with the daily. And of course, the weekly, monthly are the slowest moving, right? So if the shorter time frames are starting to roll over, right, the weekly and the monthly are going to be follow, but it's going to take time. So we're going with the hourly and daily trend change here that's happening today, going into tomorrow neutral. If we get more follow through, then we'll have to be back to bearish on the Qs and SPY. Okay. All right. So that's what we'll be looking for tomorrow. Neutral, more follow through. Look for the next sell setup or base breakdown as a shortable opportunity. Okay. On the Qs and SPY. All right. Let's take a look at today's plays here right off the bat. Nice play at the open here on the NEOS. Actually, as a long, you see it did get sold quite a bit, but right here in the morning here, nice base breakout on the NEOS. So pretty nice move there. Tight stop. Really, the UPST, I think, of all the pro gaps that we had on individual names, pretty impressive. You see declining 20 MA here. A little bit of an uptrend established recently, but nothing anywhere close to being novice or anything. And then able to clear the resistance there on the UPST. UPST had a similar kind of morning breakout, as well as a high-low if you were fast enough to catch it. The UPST and the NEOS, so a couple of good gap ups that got follow through. The TBIO, which was my favorite, ended up not really going anywhere. So this one can watch for tomorrow. I'll show you where there were entries on this too. So the TBIO first entry was this sell setup, and then added to it as it broke the low of the day there. Very bearish. I like the gap a lot. The patterns are good, but then ended up just not really going anywhere. So I had to kind of close that at the just into the close there. Market also gave it every reason to go here, especially in the afternoon, and it just couldn't really get going there. So that means tomorrow will be a good one to keep an eye on to see if we get more follow through on this gap, right? Pro gap here. You can see it was kind of coming from a breakout failure, but holding up here and then gapping underneath support. And then the other play of the morning was the ZTO, which actually I guess could have been a play for the afternoon here. You can see this rolled over as well with the market, 15-minute sell setup. But in the morning, had a base right here, 2-minute base. We're just looking at the 5 here, which looks fine too, but 2-minute, a lot nicer there. 2-minute base breakdown. Looks like the plays we talked about yesterday, right? 2-minute base breakdown there, follow through on the ZTO. So another pro gap. It's just been going sideways there and then gapping underneath some support. Okay. So interesting day today in the market as we reverse yesterday's Fed move. Okay, that sets us up to look for some kind of resolution now, because the time frame conflict that we had is kind of more prominent than it was before, because now the hourly is agreeing with the daily. So we'll have to watch for resolution for that. If it resolves lower, next sell setup, next base breakdown can be played as a short, and that's what we'll have to see first, because we are into some support. We've got this move lower. Okay, so neutral for tomorrow, and then we'll see how that resolves in the days to come. I hope you did well today. We'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.